Hello, this is Michael Middleton with our MoDOT management system. We have some recent things we've done to kind of help integrate some information with our sign management systems. I'll take a few minutes to kind of highlight a few of those things. Some of you are very used to the SMS systems. We'll jump into MMS and see kind of how those things are connected. First thing we'd like to demonstrate is we've built a Power BI that pulls information in from the sign management system. So if you go to the Reports tab, once you open the Reports tab, go into this large MMS Power BI button. When the Power BI is open, on the left-hand side, look for the one that says Draft Sign BI. This Power BI gives us information from the sign management system. We've built one for signs and for post. I have specifically chosen to clear all of the filters, and so in sign management, there's a little over 709,000 individual signs. The number of sufficient signs today is about 600 and almost 13,000. There's about 81,000 insufficient. That makes about 11%. You can filter multiple different things here. You could click and say, I'd like to know the insufficient signs. You could pick a particular district or superintendent. But particularly, there's been a lot of questions about our guide signs, so you could select that. So right now, statewide, we've got about 6,400 insufficient guide signs. We've taken this information and we've brought it into MMS, particularly about trying to look and see maybe what does that look graphically. So let's jump back to MMS now. When you come to MMS, go to My Area. So I've chose to come into the Ozark area here just south of Springfield, show some functionality. So if you go over on the left-hand side, turn on signs, you can turn on all signs. All of those are coming from sign management location. You could click on one of those if you want. But I particularly wanted to go to insufficient. These are all the different types of insufficient signs. Specifically, I'm going to choose replace. This would have come from the inspection. And you'll notice those are those blue dots there displaying on the map there. I'm going to click on one of these. Notice it'll tell you the information we know about this sign from sign management. The log point, what is the sign description? It's currently insufficient. This sign was just inspected back in March. But one of our new features is if you click this sign management system link, it will actually take you out to the SMS system and it will load that exact sign out there. You have to have access to sign management. There's a way to do that through Start Request, but this helps give you some information and actually will tell you the status of that sign. And those who are our sign personnel then can work through this and actually take care of updating the status of that particular sign. So there's a couple different things within sign management of updating status. This is probably the most basic example one here. Here's again a stop sign. This sign has been insufficient in sign management for a long time. Doesn't show an inspection for several years, all the way back to 2013. But the work was completed down here, it looks like, back in 2015, but the status never changed. So you can come in here, again, if you have access to sign management, you can click Add Assembly Note. You can update that today. You can say that the sign is sufficient, and you can put this assembly status now is sufficient. Now, there are more complex ones. There are actually work lists with multiple signs or even work activity that you've got to be able to close that work activity then to ever change this being sufficient. Reach out to your traffic personnel. There's great information they can show you, and we'll be giving more trainings on that and offering classes to help demonstrate those processes. Highlight another Power BI that we've built with sign information. So if you're in our Power BIs, just kind of demonstrated some information there looking at a Power BI on sign management system. If you stay on the Power BI page and scroll up underneath Plan versus Actual, if you select there, and then scroll down and specifically look for signing. So what this Power BI is, it's looking real time, how many signs have we installed, and this is per calendar year. So we've installed about 26,000, a little over 26,000 signs as of today. And you'll notice out of our total inventory, that makes up about 3.7%. The goal here is 7%. That's where we really want all of our signs to be at. Now, this is only in-house signs being replaced. It's not contract work. It's not us paying contractors to just replace signs. So just our work we're doing. So hopefully this helps in, again, giving us another view of our sign work that we are performing. Coming back here, I want to show you one more feature here, and that is you can come down to date of inspection. One of the things that we believe would be a good effort is for all of us to try to start cleaning up some of this information in the sign management system. So I'm going to choose to look for signs that have been inspected years ago. So I'm going to click up here on September, and I'm going to go back several years. I'm going to take this actually all the way back to about 2012, pick January 1st. And then I'm going to choose, again, I'm going to hit that September so I can go back. And I'm going to go back to the end of 2023. So that would be 2.5 years ago. Realistically, we probably should have had everything inspected since then. So when I do this and hit apply, what I'm returning are signs that have not been inspected. Their status there, inspection status, has not changed since December of 2023. Now you can choose to put the date range in here that you would so desire. And you'll find that we're going to come up with a couple of signs here in Ozark. And we'll zoom in. And these are kind of on an outer road, but I'm going to click one of those. And notice this particular sign here hasn't been inspected since May of 2013. Good sign for us to figure out. And this is what we want you to do is go in here, date range similar to what I showed there, and then use that effort there, go into that link, and update the sign management system with what you know is in the field of what its current status really is. But we feel like if we work through this, we really can improve our data on our sign management information, particularly signs that are still showing insufficient. Maybe you just want to look at the signs that you've inspected this last 6 months or a year. Make sure that's all turned around and looking correct. If there's anything we can do to help out with anything, please give us a call. We're here to help out in any way. Thank you.